His longest foreign trip as U.S. president. But Donald Trump won't be taking a big policy-making entourage along for the ride. 10 months into his presidency, Trump is still formulating his strategies for the Asia-Pacific. Much like his predecessor, Barack Obama, Trump is taking his time. In fact, it wasn't until 3 years after he won the White House that Obama announced his so-called pivot to Asia.
The United States is turning our attention to the vast potential of the Asia-Pacific region.
And yet, in Trump's administration, there are many open positions for a region that is supposed to be a U.S. priority. Trump has yet to appoint U.S. ambassadors to Australia and the Republic of Korea. Top Asia policy jobs in defense and diplomacy also remain vacant. Asia expert Cheng Li of the Brookings Institution says that's a problem.
You look at the history, Nixon has Kissinger, Jimmy Carter has Brzezinski, and Bush Jr. has Hank Paulson. You need a heavyweight person to coordinate this policy.
Trump has no such coordinator for Asia affairs, and Lee says so far 3 different officials have spearheaded economic initiatives between the U.S. and China. Sam Zhou with the Center for China-U.S. Cooperation recalls when U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson first visited Beijing in March, the size of the Chinese delegation eclipsed the American one.
There's an imbalance here, so that's why I think China and both China and the U.S. should be aware of this situation.
Without a policy team, Trump appears to be making decisions based on personal relationships with Chinese President Xi Jinping and Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. But unlike the previous Asia pivot framework of engagement in the region, what we've seen so far from the Trump administration is a focus on 2 issues: denuclearizing the Korean Peninsula and bilateral trade. The DPRK's weapons program will likely come up in at least one of Trump's 2 major speeches in Asia, one to the Republic of Korea's National Assembly, the other to Asia-Pacific CEOs in Vietnam. As important as these issues are, will Trump assemble a team of specialists to guide him by the time he boards Air Force One for Asia? Probably not. And that might not even concern him.
Donald Trump is called Donald Trump because he has that particular personal characteristic. This is what I said early on. He does not like a bureaucracy.
Jessica Stone, CGTN, Washington.